painful day because the same time last year I gave my CFP on this company only. So today I'm going to present the CRS on Rallis India Limited. Yes, ma'am. The reason I chose, I will describe the reasons later, but continuing with the CRS. My company is Rallis India Limited. It has not changed its home address. It's still in Vios Tower 36 floor in Mumbai. Established in 23rd August, as it is stated here, 1948. In the industry of agrochemicals. Brief history about this company. This company was first established in 1948 as a subsidiary of Rallis Brothers London, which was a company incorporated by 5 Greek brothers who came from Turkey to London in 1880. In 1948, in the 1900s, they saw that because of the removal of monopoly of East India Company because of the British Crown, they ventured into India and established this company in 1948. In 1963, JRD Tata bought it and took it as a subsidiary under Tata Chemicals Limited. In 1963, I believe, in 1 year, they established their first manufacturing plant for agrochemicals. Now, these are just basic locations of the factories and town headquarters. We can see that it's mainly concentrated in central and western parts in India. Coming to shareholding of the company, 55% of the shareholding of the company is held by promoters. These two promoters are Tata Chemicals Limited and Ewart Investments Limited. The rest are divided in almost an equal manner between domestic retailers, mutual funds, and international foreign holdings. These are the two promoters, Tata Chemicals and Ewart Investments. Organizational structure is the basic organizational structure, and the whole board is here. I will not be telling you the names because it doesn't matter much for right now. Awards and recognitions. It doesn't have that many awards, but although not stated here, it was one of the few companies who were able to display their AI-based field monitoring tool, Drishti, in the G20 Agricultural Summit. This was one of the few companies which did so, and is currently under trial in one of the tea fields in Doha. Coming to the product mix for this company, it has two main verticals, being crop care and seeds. Seeds is very self-explanatory, where it provides genetically modified seeds under either field crops or vegetables. These seeds are genetically modified to give better yields, be more resistant to temperatures, climate changes, and all over be better than normal seeds. Now the main thing is actually crop care. One is in crop production and one is crop nutrition. Crop nutrition as normal can be categorized as fertilizers, biofuel, and other such materials which are regularly used by farmers. Crop care, on the other hand, is herbicides, insecticides, and fungicides, which is basically any type of material which is used to protect our crops from different types of pests. Also, in this vertical, it also provides a very important service, which is customized material synthesis, wherein it basically takes orders from foreign entities and synthesizes different sorts of chemicals for those entities in its developed labs, and then ships those materials to the ordering companies. Consumers, it is basically number of farmers, number of dealers, number of retailers. As our final consumers are farmers, they range in the 3 to 4 million range in crop care and seeds. Number of dealers and retailers are basically subsets for that, in which includes our supply chain for how their seeds and products reach them. This is industry growth analysis, which has been done by Rubik's Data Sciences. This was released in May 24, so this is very up-to-date data. Here we can see that the agrochemical industry of India is not seeing that much, like trend can go sideways, it can either go up or go down. The Data Science Institute, the research institute, is predicting that it will go up, but it is currently not yet known. Industry growth year on year is -3%, because it went from $10.6 billion in 2023 to 2022 to $10.3 billion in 2023. This is because of three main reasons. The first reason is the global trend of destocking, thus reducing the demand for our products. Second is the entry of competitive Chinese substitutes into our domestic market, which again created a fierce competition in the market. And the third point is an environmental point, which is because of in the ragi sowing season, the reservoir level for the water reservoir levels went down, thus impacting the ragi sowing season, resulting in lower demand in that year, thus causing loss of profits and revenue. The CAGR for continuing 4 years is 9%, with an estimated industry size of $14.5 billion US dollars. Export has been increasing at 14% and import has been increasing at 6%. This is a good trend because export is increasing more than imports. 1 minute, yes. Now, the agrochemical industry in itself is a very huge industry with many players in it and many established players in it. Because of that, there are many players, and some of which and no one has any majority in the market share. So I have taken of the 20 or so names I could find, I have taken 5 players who are like in close to market share in Rallis India. Namely, Bayer Crop Science, PI Industries, Dhanuka Agritech, Insecticides India, and UBL Limited. All of these also trade in agrochem industries and face the same issues which Rallis India has faced. Coming to pesticide analysis, political. I actually don't read this. I don't know why I'm holding this. Political factors. We can see that because of agrochemical industry being such a closely related industry to farming, which is our primary produce and lifeblood of our nation, it has very heavy regulations put on it, and which can change at any time due to some scientific discoveries which are made all the time. So it has a certain political nature to it, which can either negatively or positively affect it. Economic factors like in India, as our inflation rate is very high, we have to the companies have to deal with it on a regular basis so as to keep up with the inflation. And because its final consumers are farmers, it cannot drastically raise the price in relation to inflation. Otherwise, it would impact the sales on a large basis. Social factors. Because of the advent of digital India, many people are getting access to internet and new information. Farmers is one of those groups. Now, because farmers are getting new knowledge every day, they are better informed about sustainability practices and innovations made in their fields. So now any innovations which are made are easily, they can see that okay, this has been made and we can easily adopt it. So now because of these social factors, we can easily say that yes, we can easily implement innovations and deliver them to farmers without much friction in between. Wherein before the digital India, we had to convince them farmers one by one, area by area. Now we don't have to do that. We can do that digitally as well, and using internet. Technological factors. Because of AI growth in AI usage and other such factors, we have implemented many such things. One of the products which I said about Dristy 2.0 is one of those factors. Another factor is we have implemented AI and deep learning facilities into our supply chain, where we are able to like closely monitor our supply chain and are much better able to optimize it. Environmental factors. As an agrochemical industry, we manufacture chemicals. These has a very adverse impact on environment, and we have to constantly be aware of it. If any changes we make are negatively impacting it, or any already impacting things, we have to elevate those impacts to make sure that our company abides by its sustainability and CSR routines. Finally, legal factors. Well, not only because Rallis India does not only operate in India, it has some. It also imports some crop nutrition things. Crop care, it exports crop care products. Because of this, we have some branches in Africa where, because of different labor laws, it can cause some issues because they differ from India, and legal factors take some time to iron out. BCG matrix or the Boston Consulting Group matrix, we have segregated those the product lines into the four names. The start, which is high market share and high growth, which is crop protection and nutrition, or simply put, crop care. This is because it constitutes for 80% of our revenue, and is the most selling products for our industry, and in a volume basis and profit basis. Cash cow is seeds, because although we don't have high market growth in it, but we have a high market share, as we have seen that it has 4 million consumers and it has a lower revenue style. Dog is customized material synthesis, because it is a very competitive market in foreign industries as well, and we are not the only players in it. In India, we are one of the few players, but in the entire global landscape, we are not that big of a player in this industry. Question mark is AI-based product, because although it has high market growth, we don't have that much market share in it, and it is not that much implemented in farming yet. What are 5 forces? Of the 5 forces which are state of new Indians, bargaining power, which is low. This is low because an agrochemical industry, the basic investment required to come into this industry is very high, because you not only in manufacturing industries, you also have to abide by regulations, get permissions, certifications, and as well as develop your market share as well. Thus, it is very low threat for entrants, for new entrants. Bargaining power of buyers, which are consumers, is moderate, because farmers as a very large group can easily affect how they want to buy whether they want to buy our products or not. But because of certain supply chain constrictions, we also have certain amounts of leverage over other companies, thus saying that okay, we granting them only moderate options for bargaining. For suppliers, as because many people are manufacturing, they only have moderate amount of bargaining power over us, and how much they can raise the price because of the nearly perfect nature of the market. Rate of substitute products is moderate, because although our products are scientifically given, farmers are able to use their homegrown remedies with various amounts of success. Thus, only moderate amount of threat is there. Intensity of rivalry is high because of the high amounts of competitors present in the market. This makes it so that the entire rivalry in this industry is only of moderate level, neither high nor low. Key financial metrics, we can see that across the board, the only thing taken dip is capital expenditure. This is because during this time we were developing one of those manufacturing facilities and district, thus required capital expenditure, which has fallen to nearly by 100 points in this year. Other than that, we can see normal growth across all the metrics, resulting in about 2,648 crore rupees revenue in this financial year, which is 23-24. These are the three basic ratios which are required for a company to maintain a standard. We see that current ratio is at a standard level of 1.3 to 1.4, which can be considered not safe, but it is still acceptable. Debt equity ratio, we see that it is going down. It has a downward trend. So we can see that the company is trying to become debt free and is lowering its debt burden. Price earning ratio is starting to increase, which is good because the earnings are price earning ratio is fine. Now we see that in the stock price, we have taken 5 years data for 60 months from BSC. You can see that from July 19, it has steadily climbed from July to about 350 points in July 21. This was normal and natural growth. However, we see a sharp fall here. This is attributed to the 3 points which I mentioned before related to international destocking, Chinese entry of markets, and irregular sales in ragi sowing season. Because of these 3 points, we see a fall of nearly 150 points. As of now, Rallis India has already recovered and is currently trading at 331 points. Prominent innovations. First innovation which I have already discussed is the Distri 2.0 AI-based field monitoring system. Second is the digitizing of operations, which I have already told, using AI and deep learning in its supply chain. Third is it is a synthesis of these 2 points where it is trying to further integrate AI and robotics into its operations. It has still not completed in doing that. In its future strategies, it is 3 basic points: expanding portfolio offerings to cater to diverse customer needs and preferences, enhancing manufacturing capabilities to improve efficiency and product quality, and broadening market reach through targeted marketing and distribution initiatives. These 3 basic strategies basically comes down to, we want to diverse our portfolio, we want to make our processes more efficient, and we want to reach a higher market share. Thank you. Now, before proceeding to the question and answer session, I will be issuing a threat. If I don't get 3 questions asked, all following sessions I will be asking very difficult questions for each of your interviews, each of your presentations. Now, begin. Please raise your hands so I can.
Why is the headquarters concentrated in the Western part?
Like in Western and Central, yeah. Okay. Like all of those, yeah. Can you go back? Yeah. We see that manufacturing facilities are mainly concentrated in Maharashtra for crop care. For seeds, it is concentrated in this region of Telangana. And for innovation, it is mainly in Bangalore. Well, innovation can be easily discussed because it's the IT hub of India, so it is mainly concentrated in Bangalore. For seeds, drying, processing and packaging plants, it is being concentrated here because this region is considered to have the least amount of rain in India after Rajasthan, because Rajasthan is not suitable for that area for seeds production and any further processing. In regards to crop care manufacturing facilities, it is in Maharashtra because Maharashtra is one of the areas which is very good in manufacturing, and we can easily access. It has a very good road network connectivity, easing in supplies and operations. Other points? Other questions?
Okay. So you mentioned you are taking this.
Yours will only be counted as one question. Other people will have to answer two questions.
I have many questions.
No, it will still only be counted as one person question. I need three different persons.
You have mentioned that you are taking this company for CFP as well.
Yes.
And you said you'll be telling the reasons. They.
Yes. Okay. I will elaborate it now. During CFP, I took this company because I was interested in agrochemicals as a company, and because it was a Tata subsidiary for this industry, I thought, okay, Rallis India is best for me. I have taken this for CRS as well because during my internship, I got interested in operations and thought that, okay, I wanted to build my career on operations. Now, seeing that this is one of the few companies integrating AI into its operations as well, as a like on its own initiative, and producing AI tools as well. Here, business analytics can be used as well as I can pursue my operations dream in career, like dream career. So that is why I chose Rallis India at this time.
So, what are the measures that have been taken by the company to promote organic farming as a sustainable growth to the
Yes.
country?
As a sustainable practice, we have two major things. First is water recycling, and second is water recycling and water harvesting. Although not stated here, we have nearly recycled 52% of the water used for manufacturing. As agrochemical, we have seen that it is a very water demanding industry. It has Rallis India has managed to recycle 52% of its water, and of all the like water requirements, it is taking 3%, like 3.34% to be exact, of its water requirements are met through water harvesting. Second point, it has using carbon emissions, like it has reduced carbon emissions. As of right now, it has in last financial year, it has reduced its carbon emissions by 14,750 metric tons. For organic farming, as it's in agrochem industry, it does not involve itself in organic farming much. For that point itself. So I'm sorry about that particular point. But sustainability practices are mainly towards water harvesting and carbon emissions reduction.
As you have mentioned, in the stock market there was a sudden downfall, right?
Yes.
Due to the invasion of Chinese products. So,
Yes.
can you let us know what was the differences between the features of China product and the Rallis product, so that they were
Well, for that particular point of the 3 points I mentioned, that is the second point. Chinese products in general were a bit inferior, but their costing, like the cost was quite low compared to our products.
What Chinese products are talking here?
Chinese fertilizers, ma'am. Chinese crop care.
This company is building Chinese fertilizer here.
That specific thing I do not know. I can research and come back to you.
I know.
Yes.
China is not providing the final product. It is giving the active materials. They call it by certain terminology there.
Yes, ma'am. One of those like activation materials, like custom materials. Yes.
Something which is being sent by China, which is then processed in India, and the final product is taken across the globe from India. So India is the manufacturing hub of these agrochemicals. So active ingredients, they say AI or
Yes, ma'am. Those are also one aspect.
the AIs are given by China, which was a problem during COVID when the supplies were suddenly restricted from China. The AI was not coming in from China, so the Indian manufacturing of the agricultural industry was something to do with that. And the agricultural industry, specifically agricultural industry, was coming down during the COVID period. Right? So the Chinese invention is probably not the right kind of justification for this trip. There are actually other reasons. What are they?
Ma'am, I'll tell you, the point which you have mentioned is correct, but in the report which I have read, if that report is to be considered true, It is specifically stated that it is fertilizers and crop care, not those activation materials which came into market. It was the cheaper alternatives to our final products which came into the market, which affected the stock price, not the activation materials. The activation materials did come before COVID. No, and they have not mentioned the company. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right? If you have done that test analysis, first point which has come out is the political limitations, the regulations. Okay. You will check what is concerned. So in this case, the changing regulation that you are mentioning here is not only
Ma'am, it relates to everything, ma'am. It relates to manufacturing, import, exports. Ma'am, it relates to everything.
which is under a huge scanner. Under a huge scanner because of a lot of reasons.
Yes, ma'am.
One, the pesticide to be resistant foods. Second, degrading soil quality. So the government is taking initiative towards mentioning and maintaining all these aspects, and that is the reason why chemicals cannot be used randomly on the field and on for the crops and all.
Yes, ma'am.
There is a particular and the limitations there. Second, the government of India is not promoting the use of chemicals,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So in that case, giving permission for dumping of Chinese materials here, I have to be out. Take that factor out.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I'll clarify it. I'll try to clarify it. I believe the first point I mentioned as political factor only. I did not specifically say which regulations they were changing. I was very general about it, but it.
No, but we cannot be general when we are talking about a different company.
Yes, ma'am.
General about it, we have to mention everything.
Okay, ma'am.
What are the regulations? Like BT cotton or BT linen. If you know what BT cotton and BT linen.
Ma'am, 1 minute. Might be.
We cannot be very general about the regulations, at least in this case, because we are talking about hardcore chemicals which is getting into the fields, which is getting into the vegetable and the fruit production, right? This particular company is also into seeds,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So if we have heard about the BT cotton and the BT brinjal problem, how many of us remember the BT cotton problem, where it was not encouraged by the government at all? You're talking that this company is producing genetically modified seeds. Is genetically modified seeds actually accepted in India? Is the government supporting it?
No, ma'am.
So there comes the political factor, the regulations, the legal factor. It is not only conflicting labor laws. What kind of labor laws are we talking about here?
Ma'am, it is in relation to labor laws which Rallis India encountered in Africa, specifically in Western African countries.
But
Sorry,
we're not talking
Eastern
about
African
Africa
countries.
here, we're talking about India. So when we are doing a pestle analysis, we actually have to get down to what factors are impacting here. Like BT cotton, it was not accepted in India because it will degenerate soil quality. You getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
So in that case, the seeds division of this company, how is it surviving if it is producing genetically modified seeds? If it is the production of normal seeds, accepted, because that's like a huge market. And if it is a huge market, then in your competitor analysis, why wasn't there any company related to seeds like Nuzibu Seeds or all these companies? It was all related to chemicals,
yes,
agrochem. That too, only one company was an Indian company. UPL was an Indian company. Rest of all were foreign MNCs. Why? Because Rallis is basically an Indian company,
Yes,
an Indian MNC. Not Indian MNC, but an Indian company which has very limited operations. And again, the justification why it is only into the central and the western part, I think the justification has to be a little more stronger. That justification is not appropriate probably because the majority companies, if we see UPL, if we see Coromandel, if we see Bayer, if we see BASF, if we see Syngenta, all these companies are primarily located in this zone. Maharashtra, Telangana and Bangalore to some extent and to Gujarat. That is the area where all these companies are restricted. So we need to understand why are they restricted here. Possibly, I don't think the manufacturing, being a manufacturing hub is the answer. Possibly the climatic condition is suitable. Possibly the R&D infrastructure is good here. That is why most of the companies are having their R&D centers at least in Telangana or Bangalore. Mumbai can be their corporate office. Mumbai is their corporate office because Mumbai is the corporate office, absolutely. Because that is how you are reaching out to the world. Because it's easier to reach from Mumbai. Right? But then this logical analysis has to be kind of understood. And when we do a pestle analysis, this is okay for this kind of a presentation, but then pestle analysis has to be very, very pointed for the industry, for the specific location that we are talking about, not generic terms.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Any other question? What do you see the growth of this company? Given the thrust on organic farming, given the thrust on a lot of policies, government is actually coming up with a lot of policies in this case. And there are new farming technologies as well, like the hydroponics or all these farming technologies. So how do you see the growth of this company?
Ma'am, personally I think that this company will stagnate for 2 to 3 years. It is currently at personally, this is not any logical thinking, it's basically on whatever facts I read and on my personal opinion. For 2 to 3 years, ma'am, it will plateau till its AI technology or AI products have matured to a certain degree. After that, it will again break into the market with its AI based products, which will be its main
driver. It is the only company which is working on the AI for farming technology and AI for farm monitoring.
At least as of right now, Rallis India has one of the few who have currently a working prototype. Because it is not implemented, you cannot.
What about the other competitors in this segment? See, we need to ask all these questions in order to understand a very important sector that we are talking about, the agrochemical industry.
Yes, ma'am.
The agricultural industry is the backbone, the lifeline of any country, especially India, a farming community like India. So in that case, if you don't have these ideas, we will not be growing.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you think is the agrochem industry performance in India right now?
Right now?
As in this year, how is it performing? Is the agrochem industry working fine?
I have no idea, right?
It is not working fine,
yes,
and it is not working fine across the globe. The major reason is extreme weather conditions, extreme heat, drought, because UK and the US has been reporting droughts for the last 2-3 years. There is a loss in production, agricultural production. As far as Ukraine and Russia is considered, they are the wheat baskets of the world. There they are having wars. So again, the agricultural production is coming down. As far as India is concerned, India is seeing heavy bouts of rains and severe drought conditions, both. So that way also the production is going down. At one place you mentioned about the rabi crops.
Yes, ma'am.
The uncertainty regarding the rabi crops.
Yes, that's
why only the rabi crops? Why not the kharif crops? Why not the kharif crops? Why only the rabi crops?
Ma'am, because rabi crops generally require far more water than other crops. Like rice, rabi, these type of crops require far more water.
No, rice is kharif. Rice is not rabi.
Kharif is rice.
Rice is kharif, no? No?
Rice is paddy, ma'am.
I know, rice is a kharif crop. That is only talking.
That specific kharif crop.
Huh?
Ma'am, I don't know that much about agriculture, ma'am.
Right. So we have to understand these things because you mentioned that this particular company is, facing a downturn because there is an uncertainty with the Rabi crops. Why only the Rabi crops? That is what my question is.
That happened in 21, ma'am. 2000.
Why only the Rabi crops?
Ma'am, because in the season which that happened, it was the Rabi growing season, ma'am. Like Rabi sowing season. In that particular season there was an issue of water level in reservoirs. That is why Rabi was specifically affected.
Okay. I hope this discussion has contributed to some of your understanding and you will go back and try to
Of course,
at least learn about all these things. Right? Good. Thank you so much, Yash.
Thank you, ma'am.